What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Collective Comics and the Lights Comics Action Podcast. We are getting into the first episode of the new year for 2023, man. Episode number 12 here. I am so ready, man. That's our
dude.
Excitement.
It's exciting, dude. I feel like we've been doing it a year, but it's only been like 12 weeks.
Yeah, 12 weeks.
Episode 12. But yeah, it's exciting, dude.
Yeah, 3 months.
I'm having fun doing the podcast. I wanted to do a podcast, didn't know what to do it on. Here we are. We're doing a podcast. You know?
There we go. We're putting out the podcast, man. We're getting into a whole bunch of different stuff this week. But first, we're going to be doing a couple different things.
Yeah.
Today. So we're going to start segmenting out the podcast a little bit and spending a little bit more time trying to organize.
Yeah. If you haven't noticed, if you listen to the podcast in the past, we tend to ramble on a topic for a while, and we're like, we've talked about this for 45 minutes. We have to get everything else we planned in the next 15. So that's we're trying to kind of put an end to that. But I mean, we also want to have like genuine organic conversations too. So we're trying to find that middle ground.
Exactly. So when you guys hear this new noise,
explosions,
that means there's a new segment, or, you know, if the ad reads start happening, or if we don't ever do ad reads, whatever, we're still going to use it for segments and things like that. So just so it doesn't come out of left field and you're like, what is happening?
right?
So that's just kind of a transition noise for us now.
Yeah, definitely. And let us know in the comment section if you do know whose voice that is.
Or what it's from.
Yeah, or what it's from, what episode. If you know, shh. That didn't happen. I didn't leak that. But just drop a comment down, take a wild guess, and we'll let you know if you guys are right, and we'll come back next week and let you know 100% what it's from.
Oh yeah,
and everything.
Yeah, I wanna see if anybody knows exactly what it's from. I almost don't want to ever say what it's from until like everybody starts to get it. You know what I mean? Like maybe we'll never tell you what it's from,
right?
But somebody's gonna know.
Somebody will know.
Eventually.
Somebody's a super genius out there, and they'll let us know. They know everything about.
Since we made the sound effect, we've just been saying it back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things. But yeah. So we're trying segments. That's a transition noise. So if you hear that, we're moving on to something else. We're gonna try to be better about introducing and putting an okay.
How about that exactly?
We're gonna try to start each segment with what it is too. So like in the past, we've also found that we'll just end up through like 15 different segments or 15 different ideas or 15 different topics, and there's never really a break, which is nice because it's organic, but then also like you never really know what we're talking about because it's just like rambling and rambling and rambling. So just trying to add some structure. Let us know if you like it. If you don't like it, what you think of the transition, if it makes it easier to follow along, or so on and so forth. So we'll see how it goes. Try new things in the new year.
Right. So without further ado, roll that transition.
explosions.
10 Marvel movies that we should be expecting in the next couple of years. As of right now, it seems like the next 10 that are like actually going to happen. There's going to be shows and other movies that are added and in between and things like that. But as of right now, this looks like the list. Like I said, we got it from the direct. So it's not something that I came up with, or it's not directly from Marvel. So with the news coming from Marvel and DC, things are always changing. So as of right now, this came out on Christmas Eve. I was looking through it, doing a little bit of research on it and seeing what these movies are going to be. So we're starting obviously with Ant-Man, Quantumania, February 2023. We knew about this one. This one's already like signed, sealed, and delivered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you've been excited about this one for a little bit.
I'm always excited about Ant-Man, and I've said it before. It could either be a really great movie or it could just be kind of a train wreck. So
you mean Atom Smasher? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, Atom Smasher. Right. Marvel's Atom Smasher, a.k.a. Ant-Man. That one's February 2023. There's not a lot to say about that one. It's coming. And then we got Guardians 3 in May 2023. Yep. We reacted a little bit. Not reacted, but we saw the trailer and we discussed what we thought about it. So I mean, I'm excited for it. James Gunn, last thing for Marvel.
Yep. And with that being said, they decided to put his name, the biggest of all that they've
Right.
ever put a director's name on that last movie that he's doing, saying, hey, James Gunn did this too. You know?
Yeah.
But
So we'll see how that ends up. I know there's a lot of, not a lot, but there's some controversy going around it just because of everything that's going on with him in DC right now, and people coming over to Marvel and throwing shade and being petty. But
Yeah.
I'm excited for the movie.
yeah. The one thing that I do have to say about DC with all these cancellations and stuff is that it's actually starting to affect people that are outside of the comic community and stuff is what I'm noticing, because I get a lot of friends like, yo, dude, what's going on with DC? Like, do you have to know what's happening? You know,
Yeah.
and they want to know. And so I have to kind of explain what I know,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
what we've gathered from research and doing the podcast and everything. And I can only tell them bits and pieces. So I'm like, you got to take this with a grain of salt, you know, and all that stuff. But they're pretty upset that a lot of these characters aren't going to be coming back. So it's not only affecting the comic community, it's affecting just movie fans in general.
And I mean, everything from the DC stuff and even this list that we're covering right now, like everything could change tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something could come out while we're shooting this podcast
Right.
or before this podcast comes out, because it comes out next week. So
Henry Cavill could be back tomorrow. I don't think that's gonna
everything
happen,
could be
but-
different. One thing we didn't cover is The Rock put out a statement saying that he talked to James Gunn, and we might see an alternate universe version where we get like Henry Cavill and The Rock.
Yeah.
You know, so everything's constantly like up in the air, throwing around, constantly changing. It's living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always growing, always changing. So it makes it hard to do something like this because you like hope that what you're saying is true, but like, I mean, if it isn't true, even if it isn't true, it could just change tomorrow anyways.
Yeah.
So, you know, who knows?
It's crazy because when you watch movies about like multiverses and messing with timelines and stuff like that, you change one little thing that happened in the past and it's going to affect the future like nobody's business. And that's what it feels like is happening,
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
they're trying to affect the past and they're like, but then this can't happen in the future, you know, and then there's this hole and all that stuff. So it's kind of cool to see us kind of fake time
Right.
jump and time travel and it still have those effects on the movies that we already have and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting to see that point of view, and I put those two things together the other day that I wanted to make sure that I got out there and throw it in. So I said it.
Next up on this list is The Marvels, coming July 2023. So this is going to be Captain America, or Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Monica Rambio.
Right?
I don't know how to say that name.
You can't ask me, man. I'm bad with it
she's
too.
from WandaVision, I believe.
Yes.
So we're gonna see The Marvels coming in July this year.
Yeah,
it's
I've-
2023 now. I totally didn't even register for me that it's 2023.
It's crazy. For us, it's
Yeah.
like a couple days before 2023.
Right.
So
But, like we said the other day, it's like Christmas happens, so I almost automatically think like December's over.
the year's done.
Christmas is the end of December.
Yeah,
for
this
me,
is the
so it's
week that
like-
just doesn't exist in
yeah.
anybody's head.
Right.
Collectively.
Do you know anything else about the Marvels or?
Not really. Something I want to catch up on. Now, especially with that movie coming out, I definitely have to catch up on WandaVision. I started watching it a little bit and then just never clicked on it again. You know,
Right.
I think when I started watching it, She-Hulk was coming out and that was the newest thing. And
Oh, gotcha.
it had me feeling all sorts of different ways. So I was just like, I'm going to stick with this, try to run it
Yeah.
through, run it down, and stick with that. So I never ended up going back, but now before that movie comes out, I have to go and watch it.
I really liked WandaVision. I thought it was really cool, especially the first few episodes where they're like going through like the decades of TV.
Right.
And that dynamic was really cool. The one thing I have to catch up on is Miss Marvel. I haven't finished Miss Marvel yet.
Yeah.
So definitely going to have to catch up on those couple things before this movie comes out. Cap, we're getting another Cap movie. Captain America, New World Order, coming May 2024. So we're over a year away from this one now. So that's kind of where the TV shows and the other movies that are going to be added along the way fill in. But right now, the next one on this list is Captain America, New World Order, May 2024. This is going to be Sam Wilson's Captain America, kind of picking up where Steve. Fudge.
You can't do that to me.
I just, as soon as I started saying it, I was like, Steve Jobs.
Right.
That's the only thing I could think of. Gosh. Anyways.
Ashton Kutcher's in the movie.
Yep, Ashton Kutcher is Captain America now. That might be a short.
Right? Yeah.
Captain America is Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher is Captain America.
What?
No. Sam Wilson's picking up where I want to get his name right, but I'm not going to. Anyways, Captain America is going to be Sam Wilson in this one, and we're getting Harrison Ford making a Marvel debut as General Thunderbolt.
Ooh, dang. That was something that's a first for me.
Yeah.
That's news for me.
So this could be exciting. I mean, I feel a certain type of way about Captain America movies. I'm not a big fan of Captain America movies. Civil War was like one of my favorites, but I don't even associate that with a Captain America movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
I almost associate that more as an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
But we'll see. And Harrison Ford coming into the Marvel MCU.
Okay, so look, that gets me a little excited, but with the last 5 years, 6 years, Harrison Ford just kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Just the way that he kind of reacts to his fans. Like,
Oh, yeah.
first off, dude, you are Indiana Jones, and you are Han Solo.
Yeah.
You know, you saw the Lego thing, right?
I don't think I saw the Lego thing.
Okay.
I know, like...
We'll try to throw like a small clip of it up or something, but he straight up, somebody took like, I don't know, 3, 4, maybe even a year to build
Right.
this Millennium Falcon, and he was trying to get him to sign it, and he was on a talk show or like on an interview type of thing. And this dude was like, this took me over a year to build. It has 10,000 pieces, 20,000 pieces. It's a Lego Millennium Falcon. Will you do me the honors and sign it? He goes to act like he's going to sign it, takes the pen out of his mouth, and then tosses the whole thing over his head,
my
and it
God.
goes into a million pieces. He's like, nope, not signing it. So
I feel like Harrison Ford's kind of always been one of those kinds of people. I know, like, going back to, like, the first Star Wars movies, the 3, 4, and 5, like, 4, 5, and 6, sorry. He didn't even want to be in them. He's like, why do I want to waste my time with this stupid movie? It's going to suck. Nobody's going to watch it. But yeah, so he's a very opinionated gentleman.
yeah, you know,
to say the least.
I'm a fan of Han Solo. I'm a fan of Indiana Jones. But him kind of as a person, with seeing more of him reacting to things like that, just I don't know, man. You know, be grateful. Those people are there for you. You know what I'm saying? So just leaves a little bit of a weird taste in my mouth, and I'm like, oh, great, he's getting another paycheck, you know, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. He's one of those.
Yeah, let us know how you feel down in the comments. Let's start some controversy.
Well, we're going to get him again in Marvel. Right. The next movie in this list is The Thunderbolts, coming July 2024. So he's going to be in that, redoing coming back for the same role.
Right.
Bucky's going to be in that one. Taskmaster, Ghost. I'm going to see people like that. It looked like on the picture that was associated with it, like the poster that was associated with the picture, it looked like the dude from Stranger Things was going to be in this.
Hopper.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I thought it was him. Yeah. So, I mean, I
thought it was him too, unless we're just both wrong.
Right?
You know.
I mean, I know, like, he was Hellboy. He wasn't. I don't think people like received him well as Hellboy for some reason. I never seen his version of Hellboy though.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm like. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
'Cause
he got big for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Thunderbolts, another one I don't know like a ton about that storyline.
I don't know a ton either, but I do know the comic books have been spiking.
Really?
Yep. And probably because of the movie.
Right,
you know, movies getting closer and closer. Those things are going to be going up. You know, watch FOMO. Watch your fear of missing out. Don't miss out on it, but don't pay too much. You know, don't miss your rent because
Yeah, right. Because
you
of a Thunderbolts comic.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because they're going to go up. Now's the time to buy them because they're going to keep going up, but watch out.
Oh, the next one I'm excited about because this one has kind of been talked about for a while now, but apparently the Blade movie is coming. Blade, September 2024. Also a weird connection that I didn't even know about. We might see Kit Harington from The Wall,
Yeah.
Dragons, and are you just gonna let me? Are you?
I don't know. I'm trying to think it too. I'm like,
Kit Harington, Jon Snow,
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Oh my God.
I was like, I wanted to say House of Dragon, and I was
felt
like,
like I almost
I was
had
like,
a-
it's not it. It's not it.
Yeah. Dragons, walls.
Right.
Kit Harington. Come on.
It's funny because like we talk about these things all the time, but then the second you put pressure on me, it's just like, blank. Mine's blank.
I'm
everything.
also like
But-
thinking about this stuff constantly, and then I'm like, oh, I got it. And then as soon as we sit down here, and the moment I have to say it out loud, it's like,
right. Yeah,
know,
you do what I did last week and just start saying that Marvel is part of DC and everything.
apparently, because Kit Harington was in the Eternals, he's a character in the Eternals. There was an end scene credit with him receiving the sword. You haven't seen this yet, but apparently Blade's voice was in the background of that. So we might be getting Kit Harington's Eternals character in the Blade movie.
That's cool.
I'm excited the Blade movie's happening.
Yeah,
I want to
that-
see Blade.
I knew it was shelved.
Yeah.
I knew it got shelved for a little bit, and there was a lot of news coming out about that, especially like 6 months ago. That was
Right.
like the hottest thing to talk about was Blade, and the fact that we're getting it is super cool.
I guess they got like a new writer in and stuff, and they're reworking scripts and getting it all good to go. So hopefully September 2024, we actually get this movie.
2024.
I'm pumped about it. So
We got 2 years between that point, so we'll see if it hits the shelf again.
Yeah. Oh man, Deadpool 3, November 2024.
That one ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine. I got another thing to talk about with this a little bit later, and then with one of the later movies, I have a little bit of a gripe with this one, but we'll save that. Right now, we're talking about Deadpool 3, November 2024. This is not a Fox movie. It's back. He's in the MCU. It's an official MCU movie, and everybody knows we're getting Wolverine, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're also getting Owen Wilson's Mobius from Loki.
Really?
Loki.
Dang.
And I guess it's not like official, but that's what like has been like announced,
Right.
/ leaked / reported.
Gotta do some research now.
So there's also speculation with him and his time jumping and him coming from Fox to MCU to Disney that we might see Deadpool kill Fox's universe
Right.
in the movie.
I mean, I'm down.
I'm excited because, I mean, there's Deadpool kills Marvel or like whatever, you know, and he kills everybody in Marvel.
Deadpool kills Marvel Universe. Deadpool kills Deadpool.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could see some of that in this movie. And, you know, with Hugh Jackman coming back, that's exciting. And, I mean, I'm here for Ryan Reynolds. You know what I mean? Ryan Reynolds is always a fun dude to watch.
He's I give him props because he's really in control of what he wants to do, and the things that he wants to do seem pretty successful. So it's really cool just to watch him do his thing.
I think
he loves
I like
Deadpool.
I like his comedy too. Like his sarcastic humor is always so good. It's not like that corny humor that we've talked about so many times.
It is, but it's almost like that's the
the
funny part in it.
It's like the sarcastic humor that's so sarcastic that it's like, I know you're sarcastic, but it's still funny.
Yeah,
dude. Like
exactly.
You know what I mean? So I'm excited about that. It's not like the Love and Thunder humor. You know?
No,
what I mean?
not at all. I feel like there's a little bit of Deadpool that lives inside of Ryan Reynolds and always has. Of that character, you know, that sarcasm and everything. Like that's just who he is.
Like
so
if
he plays
Ryan-
that character perfect.
If Ryan Reynolds was, you know, immortal and couldn't die and put on a mask and killed people, he would probably be Deadpool.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like that just seems like his character.
Right.
Not that I know whether or not he kills people. Ryan Reynolds may or may not kill people. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't bleed. I don't know. Maybe maybe he has a baby arm hidden somewhere on his body.
Dude, we need some answers.
Especially about his baby arm.
Yeah.
Next movie, Fantastic Four, finally coming February 2025.
There we go.
This is one that I was really excited for. Now I'm less excited for it, but now we find out it's not going to be another origin story. So I'm back excited about it. You know, we can just get a Fantastic Four movie, and it's not like the same origin story that we've gotten 3 times now, you know.
Do we get characters yet?
I
Like, who's
didn't get
playing?
them. I didn't see them. I didn't check the IMDb or anything
Okay.
yet, so I'm just kind of going off of what was in the list. It did let us know that it's going to be directed by the same person who did WandaVision. So
Okay.
I'm excited about it. You know what I mean? So it's February 2025. So we got some time.
Yeah, we
It's
got
2
some
years.
time.
It's 2 years and a month away.
Yeah.
So
I know you were really excited about. Now I'm gonna lose his name. The dude from The Office.
yeah, John Krasinski.
Yeah.
I remember this time. Last time I couldn't remember it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I have to not forget this one.
Right.
I almost forgot it. I was like, John, John,
Right.
John
Krasinski. But yeah, so he made that cameo as Reed Richards in.
It was Doctor Strange,
There it is.
Multiverse of Madness. Is
Yeah.
that the name of the movie?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the Doctor Strange
Yeah.
things. So he popped up, and you got really, really excited that he was going to be playing Reed Richards.
Yep.
So that's why I was asking if we knew who was playing Reed Richards or not. But I guess that's still up in the air.
Yeah, there's been a few people kind of thrown around
There's been 3 or 4
years now. You know what I mean? Because we've kind of been talking about Fantastic Four and this movie coming for a while. Apparently, it's finally going to happen.
We're
2025. Yeah,
We're prepping
yeah.
with the thing.
Yeah, we got the thing, man.
There. Oh, he's right behind your head. There he is. There he is.
All right.
Yeah, bobble that head.
And then we're ending 2025 with Avengers, Kang Dynasty, May 2025. So I guess it's not ending the year, so we could still get a lot in 2025. But yeah, Kang Dynasty 2025. It's apparently going to take place 6 years after Endgame.
Cool.
So yeah, so that's kind of like their spike, their next checkpoint before Secret Wars.
Yep.
It seems like. So we'll see what comes of that. And the further away we get in the timeline, the less we know. Obviously, you know.
And the more excited I get,
yeah.
which is funny.
The less we know about what's actually going to happen, and more likely they could move around a little bit and shift around, and we might get things in between that completely change what we know now. So
So Secret Wars 2026.
that's actually the next one on the list. Avengers Secret War, May 2026.
2026.
That's as of right now.
So we got 3 years
Yeah.
before Secret Wars.
Yeah.
That's exciting because that gives me a lot
3
of
and
hope.
a half years. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see how we get that black suit.
Yeah.
Secret Wars number 8 was the first appearance of Spider-Man's black suit, and if that doesn't happen in the movie, it's gonna tick me off.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see, especially with. We really have no idea what's coming. You know what I mean? Especially with Deadpool coming into the MCU and killing this timeline and that universe and potentially, you know, we have no idea what's coming. And with Marvel being like, hey, we want to pay attention to these things, we really have no idea because they've kind of hit a trend and hit a stride so specific that we're like, we're not going to get this. We know we're not going to get it this way. We're not, you know, and we don't know that moving forward now. So
Right.
are we going to get some more cool stuff? Are we going to get, or is it just going to be like, they said it, but they didn't deliver on it, you know? And those
Yeah.
are things that we just have to kind of hang out and pay attention to.
Yeah, especially with Venom and Carnage being Sony
Right.
and everything else going on with that. It's going to open up some cool stuff for Venom, but how are they going to do that? How are they going to navigate it? That's all questions that we all have. I'm excited to see how that plays out, especially because I feel like The King in Black and Null was such a success that after these phases that we have, I wouldn't be surprised if after Secret Wars is done, even if it's 2 or 3 movies from now, after Secret Wars, that King in Black is next. But they got to get Venom.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of symbiote stuff.
Yeah.
There's a ton of symbiote stuff.
Just the
that-
Carnage story by itself would be awesome.
Yeah, like telling that in an MCU way. But like just leading up to like King in Black, there's so much symbiote stuff that has to happen. We get, especially coming from like Eternals, we got the Celestials.
Yeah.
I believe the big guys.
Yeah.
We see those in Eternals, but there's not been another connection in the MCU other than that, really. You know what I mean? And that's like a big deal in King in Black. So there's a lot of work that has to be done. That's kind of why, like, that one week where you're like, they don't even have stories to tell. Like, they have stories. They just have to figure out how they're going to get to them, and hopefully they do it in a good way.
Yeah.
And then,
But now we're getting into modern.
Yeah.
You know, because Secret Wars is technically it's a modern comic, but it's right on that fine line between modern and Silver Age, and that's what I was saying. I was like, we're getting past everything mega key comic related, and like, what are they gonna get to? You know, now we're gonna get into modern comics, King in Black, you know, DC as far as Three Jokers and Lobo. You know, we have the potential to see.
I mean, they've been telling these stories for over 10 years, so it's bound to hit that point eventually. And with like the new Deadpool stuff coming out, that revolves around the Enchantress. I don't remember her name. Anyways, she ends up getting part of a symbiote from Null's invasion to plant into Deadpool. So they're already kind of after what's happening after Null and moving past that. And then especially now with like all the Spider-Man stuff coming out, and we could get a Murder World, which would be huge. You know what I mean? Murder World is such a cool like idea to me. And if you haven't even like looked at Murder World, check it out, because especially with like the game show and reality TV show kind of thing, the vlogger thing the society that we're in right now, it like goes hand in hand with that, and it's crazy. So that kind of wraps up that list. That was 1 through 10 of the movies that we got from the Direct article. We know like Ironheart's coming. That's a show.
Yeah.
We also know like Eternals 2 is coming at some point.
It seems like these are a few of the bigger things.
I think these are the ones that are like
major players,
have a date right now, kind of thing. Like we don't have a date as far as I know for like Eternals 2. Well, that's a show. This is only movies.
Yeah. I was gonna say everything like shows and stuff short term that we're gonna get in the next year, I'm pretty sure we have dates for, but these are mega key points that we're gonna be hitting throughout these next couple of years.
But yeah, that's that list. So let us know what you think about that list. Let us know if we missed anything or if anything's come out since we recorded this, or what you think about these movies. Are you excited for Thunderbolts? Do you know more about Thunderbolts than we do? Secret Wars, Kang Dynasty, things like that. So super excited to see where they go, and if they stay true to their word about
the new direction.
Yeah, quality over quantity.
Yep.
Explosions!
Some extra news. We got some news from Hugh Jackman going into Deadpool 3 as well. He's talking a little bit about the relationship between Deadpool and Wolverine, and he said, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think the relationship's probably a 0. And his direct quote was, "I'm probably going to punch him in the head a lot." I thought that was so funny, dude. So we definitely have, some funny stuff to look forward to.
It sounds like they started shooting and they can't say they started shooting yet or anything like that.
Or at least have like the script, or, there's something going around, and, what would you expect from a dynamic between Deadpool and Wolverine? You know what I mean?
Both regenning, can't really be killed.
And Deadpool gets so annoying and he's so sarcastic, and Wolverine is so like
serious.
Yeah. Straight arrow, and he's like, I'm just here to get it done, and I want to be done, and I'm gonna grow a beard that looks cool.
It reminds me of like the military sergeant, like
kind of
the captain of the group, just like dead serious all the time. There is no joking, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a cool one. I'm excited.
The one thing that I wanted to talk about that I said I would wait, and this is the point that I was waiting for, is Secret Wars and Deadpool 3. Apparently, because we all knew like Hugh Jackman was done.
Yeah.
Right? He was done.
Yeah.
And if you're going to tell Marvel stories, if you're going to tell X-Men stories, if you're going to tell Secret Wars, you need a Wolverine.
Yeah.
So we're getting a new Wolverine. We already know there was already a new Wolverine on the picture associated with the Secret Wars poster. Mm-hmm. So that was a weird noise. Anyways, I think that's kind of like, I love Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds. I'm super excited for it, but I almost wish they wouldn't have brought Hugh Jackman along for the ride, just because like, just if you're trying to build that continuity up now, like let us get that continuity all the way through.
Yeah.
But also with the one thing I'm kind of hoping for, or I don't know how to think about it, is like if we're gonna get Deadpool killing a bunch of people in a different universe, then Wolverine could be one of those people in another universe. So that Wolverine stays there, and then this Wolverine is from this universe, or vice versa, or we don't know exactly what's happening. But I also was thinking, like we said, they've been shooting these Marvel stories for over 10 years now, so we're gonna start seeing those characters switch out. You know what I mean? Like,
these guys, they're human beings. First off, they can't live forever.
Right.
You know.
I mean, Tony Stark, he said he doesn't want to do Iron Man anymore.
Unless he's going to be, unless they need him.
Yeah,
you know, which at least he's given us that.
Right.
But at a certain point, we're going to have to see a new Iron Man.
Right.
We're going to have to.
I don't know if they're thinking about replacing Iron Man with Ironheart, and that's kind of their thing moving forward, because she was kind of that dynamic, you know what I mean, using Tony Stark's AI after he died, and she rebuilt the Iron Man suit, and that's how Ironheart got started. She built it in her dorm room or whatever, so but even going into our next point is Zoe Saldana. She's Gamora in Guardians 3, and somebody asked her if she was going to be Gamora after that. Things like Guardians 3 wrapping up kind of that Guardians trilogy. Are we going to get is Batista going to come back as Drax? Is Zoe Saldana going to come back as Gamora? Things like that. Are we going to start seeing people switch out? And realistically, on this journey of 20 years that we're going into, we're almost hitting 20 years with Secret Wars, so there's going to be character changes. And we're just going to have to be cool with that. You know what I mean?
At a certain point, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, there's no way around it.
I was young, but I don't remember anybody freaking out when what's his face in Iron Man 1 wasn't the dude from Boys in the Hood anymore.
Oh, yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then he came back and he was
Cheeto. He was Cheeto now. He was from Empire and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then he stayed, and then he was consistent. That stuff's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Just let it be the character, let it be what it is, break the mold. It's him now.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit different because we got like the Hulk switch from Ed Norton to Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Like those are a little bit different, I think, because one movie came out and then we got new characters and there were this and that, and it happens. You know what I mean?
That established.
But now we're like 10 years into it, and we're so attached to Robert Downey Jr. We're so attached to
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth. And Chris Hemsworth took a step back from acting to deal with health issues and things like that, and definitely
good for him.
Like definitely need to worry about those things.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of interesting to see how they handle this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, are they going to switch like Ironheart in the place of Iron Man? Are they gonna the Sam Smith, the Sam Wilson, Sam Smith? Daddy don't know. Anyways, mommy don't know. Like getting the Sam Wilson instead of Captain America, so like we can kind of move through that instead of having Chris Evans all the time, or kind of replacing characters. Are we gonna?
But that's what's happened in the comics for so long.
Are we gonna get Patriot instead of Captain America by the time we get there? Like things like that. Are we gonna see that in a creative way? But also like, you just kind of want to see everybody in Secret Wars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to see Ironheart with Iron Man. You want to see Patriot and Captain America and Falcon. And, you want to see
want
it all.
the symbiote.
Right.
Everything.
You want everything.
Everything. And it's going to be impossible to fit into one movie. So, it's just not going to happen. I just want to know what they're going to do.
Like the green room, the amount of trailers they would need for that, the catering.
There would be like 6 different mega points,
and then everybody's stunt double on top of that.
Yeah,
and,
it's basically just an hour-long YouTube short something really fast paced, and it's just action the whole time. It's like, oh, here's Spider-Man. Oh, here's Captain America. Here's
Yeah,
Wolverine.
I'm just thinking from like the back end of like the crew having to think of catering for all these people.
Oh my gosh.
The trailers for everybody. You need like a fortress for the amount of people. So
And the amount of actors that you need when these actors are getting paid what they're getting paid.
Right, yeah.
Like Gal Gadot, $20 million for Wonder Woman 3 is, I mean, it's not happening anymore, but that's a lot of money for one person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can make 20 million go to 30 people. You know what I'm saying? And give them a lot of money.
If you think of like all of the villains, all of the heroes, all of their stunt doubles, all of their people, the camera crew, the
hair, makeup,
oh my
set
god,
designing, costume designing.
I would probably just start thinking now we're not going to get that big of a movie.
Yeah, no.
But we'll see. I mean,
Well, hopefully we get 3 or 4.
yeah, we'll see. But going in, that Zoe Saldana statement, she said, I quote, "I can never say no to anything, but that green makeup, I wouldn't be upset if it didn't happen again. I miss Gamora, but I do not miss 3:30 calls, 5-hour makeup sessions, and trips to the dermatologist afterwards." So definitely can feel for that. It sucks to go through all that and then just to do it over and over and over and over.
I mean, they realistically, do they have to do that?
I mean, if you want to do it practically, yeah.
But what about She-Hulk? It was all CG. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not just change her skin green?
I think it's a little bit different just because, like, when She-Hulk came out, how many people were complaining about that CG, and how many people were complaining, oh, they did Hulk so good, why can't they do She-Hulk good? And then Corridor, we've talked about Corridor on here before. They're like, men have so many imperfections in their skin that a lot of women don't have. Like, women have imperfections, 100%. But a lot of times a woman's skin will be more smooth than a man's skin. Especially the Hulk has stubble or all the wrinkles and
the pores being open
and
all
then
the time.
you go to make a female skin and it's smooth or a lot smoother. And then it starts to look fake. You know what I mean? Because it's so smooth and you know it's CG. So there's a lot of things. So like having that practical Zoe and just having her in makeup,
I think it does look better.
You do get that practical. This is her with green skin. Real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Thinking back to when Jim Carrey played the Grinch and like the way his face was after the movie and him talking about all of the problems he was having.
And he just kept going like this the whole time. Like he was like, after the movie was done, I did this for a year. Like
he broke out so bad, and I definitely understand. Like, you don't want to put your face through that many more times.
I mean, just Halloween is crappy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wash your face off and you're like, what the heck? Like, and then doing that every day for a year and a half is going to be intense.
So I'm a huge Zoe Saldana fan. I even when I was really little, I saw her in Center Stage, I think it was, and then Drumline.
Oh, dang.
And just ever since, I just always loved things that she did. I think she's great. But also, like, if she thinks it's time to move on to something else and she doesn't want to put her skin and body through that anymore, totally understand why somebody would think that. You know what I mean? You gotta think of yourself first before the fans. Think about 100%. Yourself first before the IP, before the brand, before everything else. So, whatever she does, I'm following her. Like, I love her stuff already. So that's super cool.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Explosions!
Daredevil 2024. We're getting a new Daredevil. It's going to be a show. We're getting Kingpin back. We're getting everybody back, it seems like.
Yep.
And there was rumors going around that it was going to be rated R, but Charlie Cox, the guy who plays Daredevil, came out and said It was never going to be rated R. It's not rated R. Sorry to burst your bubble, but it's not going to be rated R. Also, it never was going to be.
Right.
Coming from Netflix, he did say it's probably not going to be as bloody as it was. You know what I mean? It's on Disney now. It's a Disney Plus MCU show.
Disney's going to do its thing.
He said it's going to be just as brutal. It should be just as, all of the stuff is going to be there. It's probably just going to have less blood, you know, and
not so much gore,
Yeah. We were watching it the other day, and the Punisher just like destroyed somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's rough. You know what I mean?
Makes it hard to watch almost. You're like,
yeah, my wife was watching it with me. I'm like, did you see that? She's like, no. I put it back. She's like, I didn't want to see that. Yeah. It's pretty bloody. You know.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix. Honestly, Netflix does that.
Yeah,
Netflix.
100%.
That's like Netflix's thing.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, there's not. I mean, you get that on other things, but everything's so streaming now. It's streaming this and streaming that. HBO, Netflix, Hulu, Paramount.
I feel like
Peacock.
Netflix is always trying to push that boundary because, dude, Dahmer got me.
Yeah,
Dahmer got me
but
a couple good
I think
times.
Netflix has always like lived in that lane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool because like you don't get that on Disney. You know what I mean?
I mean, we got Deadpool, but like, it's so weird because I have my account and I had to activate my 18 plus account to get Deadpool.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even search it. It wouldn't even pop up. I'm like, why? And then it made sense. Then
I mean,
was like
I'm watching Daredevil on Disney Plus, but they're probably not going to do that when they have full control over the property. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're probably not going to go that extra mile. That being said, I mean, Deadpool probably will be rated R. Ryan Reynolds said when he took it on, he's like, I'm not doing it if it's not. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, isn't it his production company doing stuff?
I think he does a lot of it.
I thought he was like writing the movie. Like he's the writer, director, producers. Like,
That's what I thought too.
He is the movie.
You don't need. I don't think for Daredevil you need the rated R. I don't see why you would. There's a lot of combat. I was saying this to you the other day. Is like, I feel like when we talked about DC and Marvel villains and things like that, we were just like, DC is more like just hand to hand combat. Like you can feel like you feel like you're
be
fighting.
in that fight.
Like, yeah. Whereas like a lot of the Marvel stuff is just like superpowers and this and that. Whereas like I'm watching like all like the Defenders, that Netflix series, like the Daredevil, the Jessica Jones, and it's a lot of hand to hand combat, and I feel more invested in it. I mean, I don't know if that's because it came from Netflix and it wasn't written by Marvel, or we'll see. We'll see when Marvel and Disney take over Daredevil in 2024. We'll see if we get what we want, like if we get another season of Daredevil, or if we, it falls flat and we're like, I wish that was on Netflix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
100%.
Another thing Charlie Cox said is he wants it to be completely different at the same time. Like he still wants it to be Daredevil, obviously. Like he still wants the same Daredevil, same dynamic, but he just doesn't want to tell the same story again. He doesn't.
I mean, makes sense.
Yeah. Like, why would they do it if they're just going to do it again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Why change the origin just because the actor changed almost?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he's coming back for it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
not the origin.
there was an original Daredevil from
right
forever ago.
But
What was it?
I think it's
2004?
more like if they're just going to just continue the story, like you can do that with your imagination, and Daredevil can show up somewhere else and be like, okay, you know what I mean? But if they're going to come back and do a whole new series for it, a whole new season, a whole new this, a whole new that, like make it new, like make it interesting, make it something cool. So we'll see. I'm excited for it. I always kind of liked Daredevil, but didn't know anything about like his everything. You know what I mean? But just watching this and getting more into him just makes me like more and more into him. So I'm super excited for more Daredevil.
Yeah, me too. I hopped on the Daredevil train back in October. When we were watching She-Hulk, and I got super excited, and then it got quickly taken from me, and then I was let down. So Daredevil has gotten me at the highs, gotten me to the lows, and now I'm just like, you know what? Whatever happens with Daredevil, I'm okay with at this point. Like,
Dude, watch Watch one season of Daredevil.
I need to. That's
Just,
I haven't
just
caught up.
one season. I dare you to watch one.
I dare you. I'm gonna go home and binge all 3 or whatever tonight.
yeah.
Is there 3?
There's 3 seasons
That's
of
what I thought.
Daredevil, but if you want to watch it all, like I decided to do, because I was watching it with my wife. I made the mistake because I was watching it without her. My wife, anyways, I was watching it without her, and I was watching it. So after she went to bed, I would just watch a few episodes while I was editing or writing what I was thinking about or coming up with ideas or whatever. So I always had it on, and then she's like, "You can turn it on if you want," and she's like, What's this? What's that?" And then,
She's into it.
and then I was like, "Now I can't watch it without you. Like now I have to." And she's like, "This is the 2nd season, right? There's only 3." I'm like, "Yeah, but then if you do this and this and this, there's actually 10 seasons left." I was like, she's like, "Oh God."
Right. That's hilarious.
Yeah, because like I said, I watched Daredevil 1, I started Daredevil 2, and then realized I had to go back for Jessica Jones if I was going to do the whole thing. So now I'm in Daredevil 2, and now I have to go into Luke Cage 1, Iron Fist 1, and all of it. So
fun.
So it's a journey. I'm honestly just like falling in love with all these characters that I only knew very little about. You know what I mean? So
I think that's the coolest part, especially when they start bringing in characters. Like that's why I was so excited for Black Adam on top of it, because I knew a little bit of Black Adam from the comics. I knew how strong he's supposed to be, and then when they brought him to the big screen, it was just that whole feeling of we're getting a DC film. It's not Batman, it's not Superman, it's not Justice League. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just something that was different. And the first time we saw Hawkman, all that stuff on the screen. And I that's a feeling that I feel like you can never replace. So every time they do it, they have to do it well.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what they did with Black Adam.
See, I felt the complete opposite. That I was just like, cool movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I feel like I was very much in the minority of like, Cyclone was like my favorite character in that whole movie, and the way that like I almost wanted to learn more about her than Black Adam.
Right.
And I was like, but it was like the way they did her powers, the way they made her look when she was doing her powers, like all of that was like, I want to learn why, like this is like, why is it so colorful?
Right. The whole wind manipulation thing is really cool.
And it's probably just something they did, because I never did go look into Cyclone, but it's like, does she always have all the colors? Like,
right.
It's like one of those things. Like Black Adam, I thought was a great movie, like we've said a million times, but I didn't come out of that like wanting to learn more about any of them. Mm-hmm. You know,
see, I came out of that being like, I needed to check more out about Dr. Fate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That was the one that I was like,
that makes sense.
His helmet is super cool.
Yeah.
I want a statue. Like
That one definitely makes sense.
Hawkman, of course. You know, how can you not with all that nth metal all over him? But Dr. Fate that got me. That was the character that I was like, this guy's cool, dude. Like he can see the future. He knew what was gonna happen that whole time, and then they threw the ending at us, and woof.
Explosions!
I wanted to run this by you, right? We've talked about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Daredevil link before, right? So if you don't know, there's theories that the accident that essentially created Daredevil is the same accident that created the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right?
Yeah.
So whether you believe that or not, I think it's a fascinating idea.
I would like to believe it.
Right? Yeah, that's how I am too.
You know, you want to believe it so bad. Like, please just write it.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like, I think it's so cool, so fascinating. Like, yes, be true. So I was watching Daredevil, right? And apparently this, from where I am now, like on through the Defenders and stuff, like the enemy group is called the Hand, right? Mm-hmm. So in Marvel, Daredevil fighting the Hand. That's that, right? XYZ. That's it. That's true.
okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Who are the group that they fight? The Foot.
Holy crap.
So at some point, like, where are we going to get, like, the torso and the head? But, like, it was so funny to me that theory exists. And, like, Daredevil fights the Hand and the Turtles fight the Foot. And Daredevil's up top and Ninja Turtles are down in the sewer. It was just so funny to me, dude.
It just adds to it even more. Like, how can this not be true?
Yeah. I was like, it's like such a corny thing.
Yeah. If you guys have heard about this at all
Yeah.
before, like drop a comment and let us know like your opinions on this
right.
theory, because like it is so believable. And like when
Yeah.
you track it down, you're like, that didn't happen. Like when you start hearing the
it
story.
doesn't even have to be like a constant, like they're in the universe, because like the Ninja Turtles stay underground for the most part. You know what I mean? And Daredevil's freaking blind. He could be fighting next to a turtle and not even know it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, he'd probably know their shape and blah, 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 and, you know, and everything else. But I thought that was so funny that, like, because I just watched all the Turtles stuff and I was like, the foot, haha, whatever. And then I'm watching Daredevil, it's the hand. What?
And then it just clicks in your head. You're like, okay, here's just another thing to add to why this is probably real. Or like somehow, like maybe they just didn't get licensed by Marvel or something like that. You know, like the story just
It's so funny.
wasn't a thing, but it was made by college kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Made by college kids. They went around their campus on their college newspaper, and that is how the Turtles blew up.
Yeah. And then they all had the same color, like eye cover, and then it all changed. And
It was black and white, I think, at first. I think the first.
I think they all wore red. I think they all wore red bandanas around their eyes.
Maybe for some reason, I have like an image in my head of the first one, like first.
Well, I think the comic was in black and white.
Yeah,
So
like like not the first real, like this is actually a comic book. We're mass publishing this like under a publishing deal. Like I'm picturing these clips of like the school newspaper in black and white
right.
of the Turtles, and it's a lot of the same kind of style that we get with a lot of the black and white variants, the sketch variants, and that's kind of, I feel like they're paying homage to
they just
the
came
college
out,
kids that made it.
They just came out with that omnibus too. I don't think they called it an omnibus, but it's like the original sketches of stuff, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a super fascinating, like the hand and the foot and the theory and how it all. It's like, come on, how much closer could it be?
Right. I want to get some new Turtles stuff. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing some more new Ninja Turtles shows or movies.
We did just get Ninja Turtles and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So Power Rangers, Ninja
That comes
Turtles.
out this week.
Is it this week?
Yeah, the 4th.
More stuff to go by. Let's go buy stuff.
I know. Dude, I'm so stoked.
But yeah, I mean, we just got the Ronin statue. Jem Mint opened it on his channel if you want to go check that out. There's always like Ninja Turtle stuff like floating around. But like, yeah, I want like, I mean, they just did the movies, I guess, a few years back, but it's already feeling like we need something.
We need another one. Yeah. It
Especially-
feels like Marvel just keeps pushing us and flooding us with so much that it's like, yo, where's our favorite Turtles at though?
That's what I was just gonna say. Like,
You know?
the amount of Marvel stuff that we get, like it almost feels like we need more other stuff.
Yeah, like come on, keep up.
But
You know?
it's also like, come on, like let's get some. Like I want X-Men too, and like, but then like they do stuff like Dark Phoenix and New Mutants, where it like it's not like what you want. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, New Mutants was the first appearance of Deadpool.
no, New Mutants the movie.
Oh, my bad.
yeah.
I'm like, well, that was
Yeah. And Dark Phoenix, the movie, is like, I want to see some fighting. Like, you know what I mean? Like back in the 90s ones, like we've done like the First Class stuff. We did kind of all that stuff with them growing up, and Professor X doing this and that. And, you know, like, let's get some more X-Men stuff, because they got to be in Secret Wars, right? We got to see them in Secret Wars. We got to see if they do King in Black. Like, we got to see them in that. Like, we got to start getting some strong X-Men in the MCU.
Yeah, definitely. That's not just gonna get killed off by Deadpool. You know, which, I mean, it could happen. I'm excited. Regardless,
we get a couple X-Men here and there in like Deadpool movies. Like, we got Colossus and the Teenage Warhead or whatever.
Yeah. Because he was supposed to be part of the X-Men.
Yeah. He has a bunch of connections to the X-Men. And then there's that one scene in Deadpool 2 where like X-Men is like, Deadpool's like, where are the other X-Men? Where is everybody? And like you see a room and they're all in there and they just like close the doors.
Yeah.
They're like, we don't want anything to do with that guy. But yeah, it's funny. Like, yeah, we need to get some strong characters coming. You know what I mean? Like the Avengers are really strong. Yeah, and we just need some, and maybe we will get that with like the new Fantastic Four movie, with the Thunderbolts, with them, the Marvels, stuff like that. Maybe they're starting to do that, but
We'll see.
I love X-Men, man. We need to get some strong X-Men stuff.
X-Men, getting back into a lot of the stuff that we're talking about, I forgot. Not that I forgot, but I'm reappreciating my love for Turtles. Because I kind of, not that I stepped away from it, but like it got swept under the rug just because everything's coming out so fast. And Batman, really, like when I see new Batman stuff, it just trumps everything. Not only that is like we focused so hard on music for so long, and just getting older and having jobs, and this gives us the opportunity to remember the things that we loved and why we love them, and find new things to love, and I think that's super cool. That's why I love this podcast, right? I got my son a Wolverine costume.
Really?
For Christmas, and he loves it. He runs around the house. It's so cool. This little 3-year-old just... It's great. All the time. 3 o'clock in the morning, waking up. Daddy!
Explosions!
Stan Lee documentary. It's coming 2023 on Disney+.
Last week, hit 100. 100 years of Stan Lee.
Yeah. I was like, he's dead. How is he 100?
No. We have 100 years of Stan Lee. He died at 2018, I think 96?
Something like that,
96? Man, what a legend.
Right, yeah. I'm happy they're doing a documentary for him. I mean, it had to come eventually, right?
I mean, there's a few out there, but let's get a real...
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Real documentary.
Somebody had to make a real documentary for him, right? With everything going on and all the things and all the technology and all this and that. Like, we got to know.
Yeah, I saw something last week. It was really good. It was like a reel, and it was every cameo that he was in every single Marvel movie. It was just remembering Stan Lee. I think it was probably Marvel or somebody that put it out.
Yeah,
it was
somebody
like a professional
had to.
thing. And it got me sad, and I was just like, Stan, I didn't know the guy, you know what I'm saying? But you get so attached to these characters to where you feel like you're kind of inside their head, and you also understand how they operate and their morals.
It also seemed like he really appreciated that connection with the fans too. He was always going to conventions.
Never denied a signature.
Yeah, he always went to. He always did the cameos. He always explained things. He was always there, like. It just seemed like he really appreciated fans, going back to what we talked about earlier with Harrison Ford, almost the complete opposite.
Exactly.
And so like somebody who has that respect for us and is already getting our respect for the stories that we tell him, that he tells us, and then he just has that respect in return for us, makes us respect him even more. And just, he always just seemed like he always had a good attitude about everything.
You know what? That's going to be my new life motto. Live life like Stan. Just go through it like Stan. What would Stan do?
The Eminem song. Totally different. Hey, Am, I writing you again.
I guess you didn't get this letter.
Right. So super excited for the Stan Lee doc 2023. It's coming this year. Well, yeah, this year.
Yeah.
I think it's like the 29th today that we're shooting, so it's this year. December's over.
Yeah.
2022 is gone. Yeah, Stan Lee coming this year. So pumped.
Do we have a date?
I didn't see a date.
It's just kind of like
we can look again.
It's done type of thing. I'll look it up. Look it up. We'll find out.
And moving into DC, the Penguin is getting a TV series.
I'm stoked.
It's in the Batman world, the Batman universe that we got with
the Batman.
Yeah, the Batman with Robert Pattinson. It's going to take place between the Batman 1 and the Batman 2. It's going to kind of be a bridge between the two. So I think it's super cool.
Did they confirm Batman 2?
The article that I read was like, this is what this is. It's a bridge for the 2. It's coming out on HBO.
They didn't announce 2.
Well,
Is that the announcement? Did they just announce 2?
Well,
Is that how they're going to announce Batman 2?
I just kind of assumed it was happening.
I didn't heard nothing on
Really?
it. That's what I'm like. Are they just going to sneak it under the radar and be like, yeah, we're not. When people find out, they're going to find out.
I feel like I should be more excited about this, but I already just assumed it was happening.
Yeah, I think I could take it for the both of us.
Yeah.
Because the last conversation that we had, and we're trying to keep track of so much that sometimes it's hard to keep track of. I thought it was still up in, like, are we ever going to get a Batman 2? Is Pattinson going to come back? I felt like we just had that conversation a couple weeks ago.
Well, I don't think it happening was ever on the table. I think him coming back was on the table. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think, like, even James Gunn has been saying is, like, the Batman lives on its own. The Joker stuff with Joaquin Phoenix lives on its own. I'm focusing on this, like, main universe stuff. And now we might be getting, like, the Rock universe. I don't know what to call it. But, yeah. So, I guess I just assumed with everything being said and everything happening, like, yeah, why wouldn't it happen? Like, why wouldn't we get it too?
Yeah, I mean, that's my thought in my head.
Now that you're saying it,
I'm like, I've never heard this announcement.
I don't think it's ever been announced. Like, we don't have a trailer, obviously. No. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I mean, we got the Joker cameo, but that was our only hope for a Batman 2.
Yeah.
And the dude from
Eternals.
No, no, Joker. Who played Joker?
The guy from Eternals.
I thought it was Shameless. That's it.
No, that's
I'm messing
that's
up.
Gotham.
There it is.
He played Joker in Gotham.
Okay.
I probably confused you because
you probably did a little bit.
I was like, I want him to play the Joker. I want him to be the Joker. He was such a good Joker in Gotham. Like, I want him to be the Joker. Like,
yeah.
But the dude. Now I don't know his name. I didn't prepare for this.
Neither did I.
The dude.
I would have spit on it a little bit or something.
The dude that plays the Joker in the Batman is in the Eternals. So
dang,
little DC Marvel crossover there, but I don't remember who was saying it or who I heard say it, but they were like, I almost just want the Joker to always be in the background of the movie like he was in the first Batman.
Yeah.
And just like always kind of be in the background and you know something's going on with him, but I almost just like never want him to be an actual villain in the movie.
Right. Just because we've gotten it a million and 2 times. We have every version of the Joker that we could possibly have.
Like obviously we could see him and he, like the deleted scene of them interviewing him in the interrogation room and stuff was crazy.
Gave me chills, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, goosebumps were, I'm thinking about it. It was giving me chills.
But
right
like
now.
I almost just like want him to just be in the background.
Just like that
never,
kind of stuff.
like so mysterious and crazy and like, I don't know.
Just locked up the whole time.
That'd be so fascinating because like it's almost like, when are we getting the Joker? Let's get the Joker. You know what I mean? It's almost
and
like
he's still in Arkham.
just like
still
never give us the Joker and just tease us every movie. You know what I mean? Like do it, tease me.
The things will start turning blue if you do that. But
2023, we're going at it from a different angle, from around the corner, from behind. Talking about Joaquin's the Joker. They have posted an official teaser with Gaga in it. So
dang.
Joaquin Phoenix, Gaga. If I can find a version of post in the podcast, I will. But yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a musical, dude. You gotta have somebody like Gaga, dude.
Yeah. It's cool. It's gonna be cool, I think.
I mean, Joaquin Phoenix played Johnny Cash in Walk the Line.
Yep.
Sang all his own parts in there. He's known to be a singer. I think he had a short stint as a rapper, but that's
really?
I think he was. It was a dark time for him, but Gaga can obviously sing her tits off. And I'm excited about this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a music guy. Guy.
Yeah.
Like I love like West Side Story is my favorite musical of all time, and
I'll take Grease, but
hey.
there it is.
As long as you didn't say Grease too, I don't know. But so we get a first tease of Gaga officially. Like we kind of had her announced, and she was attached to the movie, but like we finally got an official teaser from them with her.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I feel like she's the right kind of not that she's crazy or kooky. I mean, she's kind of kooky. She's funny.
Kooky,
You know what I'm saying? Like she's funny.
She can be weird. Like that's exactly what like you
But I
want.
like her because of that. You know, so it's like
not like weird in a bad way,
Yeah.
not crazy in a bad way, but like she can be out there. She wore a freaking dress made of meat. Like,
100%.
You know,
if
like-
it was anybody else, you want to know what my comment would be right now? And I'd be mad, but it makes sense why it's not. That Margot Robbie isn't still Harley Quinn. You know,
Yeah.
it makes sense
Yeah,
because
different
it's
universe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, but if it was anybody else playing Harley Quinn right now, I would feel that way even more. But the fact that it's Lady Gaga, I know the potential that she could put into it, especially because she was in American Horror Story,
Yeah.
right? And seeing her acting skills, she's good.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see her play an even wackier character than she already is.
And
she's just gonna have fun. I feel like
We're
It's gonna be a fun
just
movie.
naturally leading into my next point.
Where it is.
American Horror Story, musicals. Are we getting a new Superman? Are we getting a new Superman?
I don't think so.
What? I saw an article.
Okay.
5 guys that people want to play Superman. I don't think we're getting a new Superman right away, but this name was on the list. Darren Criss. I don't know if you know who
I
Darren
have to
Criss
see the
is.
face. Yeah.
Darren Criss is from Glee.
Okay.
And he was an American Horror Story. And just like his character in Glee, he was so like clean cut, perfect hair. You know, the Henry Cavill, like the Superman, the hairstyle. I love Darren Criss. Darren Criss is amazing to me. Let's see him as Superman. He would have to be a little bit younger, but
I have to see his face to say let's see him as Superman because it's funny because me and my girlfriend actually had this conversation last night and how I have a man crush with Henry Cavill and that I feel that he was just born to play Superman.
I was thinking
you
that
look
too.
at that dude's face and it's like he is chiseled to play Superman.
I was thinking that. I was thinking that too. Like we've talked about my thoughts on the whole like Bat flick and Henry Cavill thing, but like Henry Cavill is a Superman. Like just and like when I saw this list, I didn't even really recognize a lot of the other names on this list, so I didn't even bring the names with me today. But when I saw Darren Criss, first of all, like I said, I love Darren Criss, and just like him being Superman would make me watch anything that it is. Yeah. But like same thing, like he just has moments of that like perfect hair. If
he's like, how are you perfect?
if he put on muscle, I think if he did like the superhero workout and diet thing that everybody does going into these movies, like
get him with the Rock, dude.
I think he could be a really cool Superman. The only thing is I don't know how it would come across.
Is he built?
No, not yet.
He would have to bulk. He's gonna.
That's what I'm saying.
To bulk up.
That's what I'm saying. If he put on the muscle like everybody else, like think of
Henry Cavill was already jacked.
Think of the dude. Anyways, everybody who like comes into this universe, like even like Brie Larson coming in as Captain Marvel, like everybody go through that transformation. It's like, oh, you look like that now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like obviously he would have to do that, but when I saw Darren Criss's name come up for like, obviously it's not like a potential Superman or like anything like that, but when I saw the two connect and I was like, yes, please, come on.
I want to see his face.
But it almost like feels like more of like a CW Superman. Okay. You know what I mean?
Smallville.
yeah. But I mean, like, we'll see. We'll see what they do. They have to have a Superman.
Mm-hmm.
They have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, what age are they going to put Superman in at? Like,
what are we gonna get? Like Superman Returns from Kal-El, you know, or no, wait, that is him. But you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
From Krypton, and he's the old man Superman. He has all the gray in his hair. That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
They're putting that out, you know, and I think Superman looks good with the gray. I think he's cool.
I almost feel like, depending on what they do with like the universes and everything like that, I almost feel like you have to put in a younger Superman at this point to do something like what we talked about with Marvel earlier. It's like, all right, now we've been doing this for 10 plus years. Now people are starting to get old. So if you start with an old Superman,
Yeah.
Like, where are you going to go from there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want...
It depends on what multiverse you're telling.
Right, that's
now.
what I'm
Like,
saying. We'll see.
This stuff is getting crazy.
We'll see, like, with the Flash and the multiverses and everything, and see what happens. Like, ultimately, I have no say in any of it. And,
Right.
You know what I mean?
We're just here for the ride.
But I feel like if you want longevity in your characters, like, you almost have to start at, like...
Like 20-year-old dude,
20,
21,
30s, and then kind of go from there. You know what I mean? Because we'll see. We'll see. Because if you put out an 80-year-old Superman, he might not be here next year for a movie. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, COVID came out of nowhere, so anything can happen.
Right. Yeah. Anything is possible in this day and age. Man.
Right.
Like you guys hitting that subscribe button and turning on that notification bell on, because I'm going to throw it here just so you guys don't miss it and I don't forget.
Explosions!
Wrapping up this week's episode, we're going to get into our pull list for the week. Do you have 2 books to pick from?
I do, but I don't know anything about them.
Me neither. I did the same thing. This week has been a little bit of a weird week. It's the first week of the year, and there's a couple that we're about to get into that, I don't know, it seems like it's the first week of the year, and I've been so excited for this year that no major players are being dropped this week.
Yeah.
Is what it seems like to me. It's just all filler, and I want to see what next week brings. I already know what next week brings.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Next week, the week after,
Yeah.
the week after, the week after. Yeah, right. So my first book is Gold Goblin 3. Gold Goblin is a series that I jumped on because of the cover that I saw. I saw like a really cool cover. It was Gold Goblin 1 and a variant of that even. I read Gold Goblin 1. I've been kind of trying to keep up with some of the dark web stuff because it's all interweaved and intermingled and bundled up together.
Right.
But like, there's just so much dark web stuff coming out right now that like I can't keep up with it.
Yeah. Even Mary Jane Blackcat just came out.
Yeah. So like Chasm coming over from ASM is in the new Gold Goblin stuff.
Yeah.
And there's stuff going on with Gold Goblin is who's the Green Goblin and Toby
William Dafoe.
No, the character, the dad of
Henry Osborn.
Yeah,
and
Henry Osborn. Okay,
but that's his son, and now I can't. Norman Osborn. Dang it!
I was like, why can't I not see? He put pressure on me.
Yep.
I can't remember it.
That's what we're good at. We put pressure on each other. So Norman Osborn is trying to be good, and he makes himself Gold Goblin.
Okay.
But he has voices of Green Goblin in his head trying to make him come back.
Right.
So it's something that he's dealing with, and he's trying to be this Gold Goblin now, but he's struggling.
There's the evil side in him that keeps pushing him that way. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I'm excited for that.
So it's a really cool story, and really cool stuff is happening all throughout the dark web stuff. But like I said, it's just so hard to keep up with.
Oh yeah. So first up on my pull list this week, I put on Batman number 131.
Batman.
The reason I put it on there is because right on the cover under 131, they put featuring Tim Drake's Robin.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Made me feel like I have to hop right back into it, especially because after reading the synopsis, in that synopsis, they referred to Batman or Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
The guy, you know,
Right,
him
right.
as a fractured ghost that roams the streets. And,
Interesting.
And asks, can he survive?
Okay.
So
okay.
I fell off a little bit,
Yeah.
few issues back, and now I have to catch up.
Right.
Tim Drake's coming in. Batman is somehow clearly off of his hinges or something.
Yeah.
Something's going on with Batman, and it's deep.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Do you know if it ties in with anything else yet, or
Not 100%. I think I feel like they're trying to.
okay? Yeah. Because I mean, I can think of a lot of other Batman storylines right now where Batman could be going a little crazy in.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if it ties in at all. So
Right. Yeah.
and we don't ever see Tim Drake. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's not a newer player, but we got through him really fast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like we get
We got
like
Dick Grayson.
We got Nick Wing.
Yeah.
We get Nightwing. We get Red Hood and the corresponding Robins. And then it's almost like we went straight to Damian. You know what I mean?
Almost. There
And
was
like-
there was a few year
Yeah.
period that we had Tim Drake, but it seemed like I don't know if they just couldn't come up with stories for Tim Drake or something.
I guess it's more like even like Red Robin, because he became Red Robin after Robin.
Yeah.
But like we never, I don't know, is he eating burgers somewhere or like where is he now? Like I said, we get Nightwing, we get Red Hood. Where's Red Robin at? You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. He's not a major player
Right.
as of now.
We'll see what. That's so fascinating to me. I was not expecting you to say Tim Drake. You know what I mean?
Me neither. Usually it's Jason Todd or Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
Or Damian.
Even Damian.
Damian seems to be the more major player. I think with more of the new 52 line, Damian is a major player, with Death of the Family and all that stuff. That I need to give you that book because that book is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Joker rips his face off and wears it as a mask. So he's wearing his own face as a mask. It's nuts.
I feel like I know of this.
I've talked about it a lot.
Oh, I'm thinking of a thing where
You bought it. You bought one. I thought.
I'm thinking of when Harley Quinn gets the Joker's face and she puts it on Deathstroke's face and starts like treating Deathstroke like Joker and starts making out with him.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking immediately. But yeah.
Yeah. Ish. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. It gets crazy, man. It's a crazy good story.
There's so many faces. There's so many faces.
Right.
There's just a lot of faces.
The one thing that we don't know is I don't know personally with this story is who's the villain.
Yeah.
I want to know who the villain is and what is
man.
causing Batman to be this fractured ghost walking through Gotham City. Like he's clearly not himself. Drop a comment, down below if you know, and fill me in because I'm gonna have to pick up the last few issues that I haven't yet and start reading.
Tables are hard. My second book this week is going to be Secret Invasion 3.
There it is.
Secret Invasion, super cool. The oh my goodness, the scroll. No, I'm not going to remember. Anyway, they're invading the world, our planet, and they can shapeshift into people. And in the first issue, spoilers, they basically took over Nick Fury.
Damn.
And they basically sent multiple Nick Furies across the world to all of the big government buildings. And then nobody knew that it wasn't Nick Fury. And then one person found out and basically sent out a mass text like, Nick Fury's missing. This isn't the real Nick Fury. So they all started capturing him. And then in the last page of the book, the Avengers are fighting. And they're like, they've invaded. Don't trust anybody. Anybody could be one of them. And at the end, we find out that one of the Avengers is one. And that's I haven't read issue 2 yet, and now issue 3's coming. But that's another one. It's we could see a cool movie of this. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Oh man. So issue 3's coming out this
Mass
week.
chaos.
Yes. So excited.
Crazy. All right, guys. Last but certainly not least on our pull list this week, I had the Joker, the man who stopped laughing, issue number 4, specifically because of the Lee. I'm gonna mess up his last name, Bermejo. I can never do these.
Bermeo
variant.
I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
The variant's super cool. Drew me in right away. Joker has Red Hood sitting there playing with him like a marionette on a string, and he's the puppet master.
Right.
So it looks super, super cool. So obviously Red Hood's coming in. Red Hood's going to have a tie-in. They said that straight up in the synopsis.
Yeah.
So we know Red Hood's in there. And there's a villain. The villain of this story, because we know we're obviously following Joker, and he is a villain. But Joker has a villain for himself. And this villain is pretending to be the Joker, and Joker's going out trying to find out who this imposter is.
Weird.
Basically.
Is this?
At the same time, he's hunting down Red Hood.
it almost seems like a prequel to the Deadly Duo because there's all. Oh my god!
I wonder what's happening. Where are we gonna get the tie-in?
Yeah,
where we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. What issue is it?
We're getting The Man Who Stopped Laughing. That seems like it's tying into Deadly Duo, and now we got an unhinged Batman. And oh my
I
god!
know, dude. That's why I said I was like, so we don't know who this imposter Joker is,
Yeah.
but.
Wow, look at DC telling good stories.
Right? Look at that.
Somebody's
They're either
gotta do
telling
it.
good stories or creating massive holes.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Yeah. But
So-
these are really things that are like setting up movies though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like once we get past all the origin stories in the new DCU,
Mm-hmm.
like we could see some really cool stuff with this, man. Like
Right.
I'm excited.
I mean, just Joker trying to hunt down Red Hood, like just that theory on its own is
Yeah.
interesting because we know Joker will never kill Batman. I mean, it's happened once, but that's a comic. Joker will never kill Batman. Batman will never kill Joker.
Right.
Without each other, they're nothing. And that's basically what we've established throughout the history of time, and that's
Right.
never going to happen. Batman doesn't kill anymore.
Hashtag anymore.
Exactly. Issue number 1, he carried a gun.
Yeah.
Check it out. Batman doesn't kill anymore. Red Hood does.
Yeah,
Red
100%.
Hood will kill you in a second, and you're gonna try to hunt this dude down.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Hey.
You know you're safe because Batman, regardless, will not kill you.
I feel like that's so interesting too, though, because like Red Hood has always been kind of that anti-hero. So Joker says one thing that Red Hood is like, oh yeah, I totally see that. Now the Red Hood is on the Joker side.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. We could go back to the Red Hood trying to kill Batman or
Hitting back those fan theories, yo.
Oh my god, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
This is one that like. I was just kind of like letting you cover it, telling me stories about it, and then I found Jason Todd was going to be in it, so I picked up all the issues before that. But obviously, like I don't have time to read them all, so I think I'm like waiting for like them all to be out, and then I'm just gonna binge read them.
Yeah, just get like something that has like the omnibus that has this
Yeah,
arc in
yeah.
it or something. These last year, maybe 2 years was the first time that we've seen a Joker comic since the 90s.
Really?
Yeah, so it's been 20, 30 years. So now we're finally getting all these Joker stories.
Yeah, we're getting
again.
a bunch of them now.
And we're getting a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it's super, super exciting, especially to know that like there was a 20, 30 year gap that we didn't get anything. I mean, we got Joker in the comics,
Right,
but
yeah.
not Joker to have a Joker comic.
Yeah, this is the Joker,
Yeah.
the man who stopped laughing.
Yeah. I could be wrong because somebody says 70s, somebody says 90s. I'm like, the Killing Joke happened in the 80s, you know? So like,
yeah, it's been a while.
yeah, it's been a hot minute
Yeah,
since we had it.
the Killing Joke isn't technically a comic, is it? Isn't that more like a trade, or is
It's
it?
a premium format book.
Right.
So we're getting those now,
Yeah.
and that seems to be the standard almost, especially once they hit 40 pages. That was another thing I wanted to talk about. But once they hit 40 pages, they kind of go off to the square bound books in a premium format,
yeah.
not so much with a staple
Right.
and all this
I
other
guess
stuff in it.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So Joker, the Killing Joke was a premium format. It is a comic. You know, it's the origin story of Joker and
Right.
all this stuff. I mean, it's a major
Yeah.
key player. That's what paralyzed Barbara Gordon in that book. It's pick it up.
Yeah. If you don't know about
If you don't
this,
know that book, like, come on, get with the program,
Yeah,
yo.
right. Word.
But one thing that I didn't want to mention was that this book does not have 40 pages. We got 32 pages in this book.
Really.
Retailing for $5.99.
All right. All right. That's
Some of the comments that I'm seeing about this book is that it is too expensive for $6 to not have 40 pages, and that's what everybody's complaining about.
everything's getting expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Do I see a point? Yes. Do I also know that maybe those 4 pages that were realistic, like physical pages that were realistically missing, like was that fat that was trimmed from the story that we don't need? Probably.
Yeah.
But is it going to fit better in a 40-page book next issue? Probably. You know, so I'm whatever.
Who knows, you know, because like I noticed, because I'd never read a lot of like Star Wars comics. I always consumed them in other ways. But then I feel like when I was reading the Star Wars comic, it almost seemed like every other page was an ad page.
Yeah.
You know, like check out this book, check out Yoda 1, check out this, check out that, check out this book in the series, check out. It's
I
like,
noticed it with smaller comics.
So like maybe they took out a couple ad pages or, you know, who knows. But that, I mean, that could be a whole nother podcast talking about like, because I know we talk about it like the future of our collecting and the future of comics and in our world, in our lives, you know. So definitely things are changing, things are getting more expensive, and it's interesting, you know what I mean? So we'll see. These books sound cool though.
Oh yeah.
The dark web stuff, all the Joker, Batman stuff happening right now. It's super dope.
Red Hood has wooden guns. Like, you know, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But super excited this week, man. That wraps up the pull list for this week, as well as the podcast. If you guys haven't already dropped a comment, do us that favor. Drop a comment and let us know your favorite book that we're pulling this week. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on so you guys don't miss out on any podcasts, any videos, shorts, none of it.
Hit subscribe so they don't miss out on none of it. Bye.
We'll see you guys next week.
Until next week, this has been
Collective Comics. Mic drop.